It's back to the fuchsia now on 4 in Flowering Passions.
Peggy Cole lives in the Suffolk village of Charsfield, the Aikenfield of Ronald Blythe's book. She's gardened for as long as she can remember. Her brother Ronnie is in charge of watering the garden, including well over 100 containers. With containers, you can make a stupendous instant garden out of a bare backyard. You can make one on a balcony or a roof, scaled down even in a window box. This programme is about some of the plants you can grow in pots, but of them all, the fuchsia is the star performer. You've got so many containers rammed together here. What do you use to plant in?
Anything I can come across. If I go out and I see an old container, I think, yes, that would be lovely for a plant.
So you don't mind what it is?
No, you don't have to have these glorious terracotta things, you know, although I love them, but you can I make use of things.
Yes, this is all growing so lushly, though. You don't actually see what the things are planted in, have you? But you said the whole of this area is all in containers?
All in containers.
Do you know how many you've got altogether?
Well, the actual plants is well over 600.
Which fuchsia is this?
That's Emperor of Prussia.
Is that a hardy?
Yes, it is a hardy, because they're standards. But you do have to take the standards in, though, in spite of it being hardy. But it is a lovely one. It's a good grower.
Well, now this one down here is actually one of those fuchsia fulgens, isn't it?
Yes, that's Thalia.
Much more tender.
Yes, the leaf is like velvet, really.
It's extraordinary, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you find those difficult to overwinter?
Yes, I do. If I lose any, that's usually that variety.
And do you have to take them in any sooner, do you find, in the autumn?
No, I usually take them in all of them before the first frosts. But they just don't seem to winter quite so well.
Everyone's got a different theory on the best way to overwinter fuchsias. At the end of the season, Peggy Cole tips her half-hardy types out of their pots, cuts them back and stores them under the bench in the greenhouse. There's just enough heat there to keep the frost out. The secret, she says, is not to give them too much water. You can also try burying tender varieties deep in the ground, but they must have at least 9 inches of soil on top of them. This Garden News, that's a hardy, is it?
Yes, that's a very good one, because it's a nice full skirt, which you don't get many of the hardy varieties.
No, that's beautiful. Lovely stamens too, aren't they?
Yes.
Very, very pretty. Have you grown that quite a long time?
Yes, quite. It's one of my favourites, actually. This one is Tom West. I'm afraid it's got a bit of the epicarpus
yes, wandering through. It's particularly good foliage, just because the pink, picks up the colour of the flowers, doesn't it?
That's right, yes.
How do you manage to keep the plants looking so bushy?
Well, I start with a 12-inch basket, and 3 cuttings are planted in early March, Anna, and then as they grow I get a pair of nail scissors and keep nipping out the shoots, and that automatically will grow into a nice round ball, hopefully. Some are better than others. The smaller ones do fine, and this one is the variegated La Campanella, and I find this does very well.
And when do you bring the basket outside?
Sort of end of May, beginning of June.
When you hope that the last frost is
Yes,
gone.
this is the important thing.
It's quite different, isn't it, to this huge, great blousy one here?
Yes.
that's really over the top, that
well,
one,
there
isn't
you
it?
have the contrast, you see.
Yes.
That's the big flower again. Pink marshmallow.
Yes. Yes, that's just what it's like, completely overblown. And such a big leaf with it too,
That's
isn't it?
right, yes.
Because it's a sort of waterfall effect, that, isn't it?
Some people prefer the big ones. I think I like the small ones. There's something dainty about them.
Do you find that these pale fuchsias stain more badly than the dark ones?
Yes, they don't like the wet for one thing, and the watering has the alkaline on it too nowadays, so it does, make them discoloured.
Yeah, it's
So
a shame,
that's-
isn't it?
That's why I like the smaller ones really better.
This is an incredible column of impatiens. How do you make it stand up like that?
That's a strawberry container, and instead of planting strawberries in, you see I planted the busy lizzies all in the little cups, and it has done extraordinarily well because they cascade and it's completely covered it with the helichrysum at the top.
It's a great idea, that. Peggy Cole grows plants in anything. She uses pig troughs, old boots, even wine bottles. Here it's 5-inch drain pipes, which she's turned into columns of flowers. After she's planted them up, they stay in the greenhouse for a month while the plants settle in. Then they're brought out to stand either side of the front door. Something else for Ronnie to water. The pièce de résistance, however, is in the backyard.
Oh, my lovely old wheelbarrow.
I can't really see it's a wheelbarrow anymore. It's got so many plants plastered into it. I love this one.
The Paris daisy.
Yes, it's very elegant. The showiest is the marguerite, or Paris daisy, Argyranthemum frutescens. It's not hardy through winter, unfortunately, but it gives a brilliant show for the whole of the summer. There are calceolarias in the barrow, and a very pretty geranium, Americano, with an edging of pink round the white petals. The watering takes Ronnie at least 3 hours every evening. Here, he's looking after a very special fuchsia. Ronnie's got strong feelings about hose pipes. Water from the tap's too chilly for flowers, he says. He likes it from a water butt, where it's been standing a day or two. And so the job goes on and on. In a backyard in Maiden Newton, Dorset, retired shepherd George Payne has been growing a single monumental fuchsia.
Well, it was a very good fuchsia until I had a very bad attack of red spider.
God,
And,
you must have been devastated.
well, worse than that, I think. It was the year's work absolutely wasted, as you can see. I sprayed it with every conceivable known commodities, and they used to drink it, I think. And until one of my farmer friends let me have some stuff what they use for spraying, and I think all the shoots look to be quite fresh now. I believe I have cured them. I mean, they say that you should keep it moist. Well, I used to have like a duck pond in under and still come on it.
And when did you first notice the damage?
Well, around about 3 weeks ago, you see, the top started to look stale, and I thought it was the heat until I happened to come out here and look, and not very good eyesight without my specs, and so I brings out my magnifying glass, and you could see very small little mite, red pinky spider mite, not very big at all, but there were literally thousands of them you could see running about. I tell you what, I also give this one in here, put the door back on, hang the wet blanket down over, and had 2 smoke bombs.
And that didn't work either?
No, never even one cough out of the red spider.
What variety of fuchsia is this?
That's Eden Lady. I find it's a very florist variety. It's a lovely colour, as you can see. It lasts quite well, reasonable hardy.
Do you get lots of flushes of flowers with it?
Well, it gets a very prolonged flowering season. I've grown this variety and took a number of prizes with it for a number of years. I think this particular strain of plant, I suppose I've been taking cuttings off of them for about the last 10 years.
It's a monster fuchsia, this. It must be all of 4 foot.
I was 4'6" when I measured it exactly. Well, you can see roughly the greenhouse is 6 foot across. Well, it's touching that side, and not a lot of room up there, is there?
No. But how would you ever have got this out of the greenhouse?
Well, we worked that out. We was going to take the end of the greenhouse out. So undo these few nuts here and take the end of the greenhouse out.
It won't be able to go to any shows now, though, will it?
No,
It's
not
a
this year,
shame.
no.
Was this the best fuchsia you've ever grown?
Oh, yes, the best one. There literally were thousands of buds on it. Well, I think I've got one fuchsia in here which possibly may overcome the disaster from the other house.
Why do you have that net curtain in front of it?
Well, that keeps the sun off of them from scorching it.
So this is the one that escaped the red spider, is it?
Yes, this is the only one I've got that's respectable to show this year.
And what variety is this?
This is a Dr. Roberts.
When did this plant start life? How long ago?
That one's about 18 months old now. I probably, around about 18 months, I should say, no more.
And how do you get them to be a plant like this?
You've got to, this is a wonderful, good variety, but you've got to keep pinching it when it's growing.
What would happen if you didn't do that?
Oh, it runs out spikes here, there, and everywhere. Not very good at all.
When would you have taken the cutting?
Round about March time, I generally like to take a few nice early cuttings. 12 months ago, I look around. Mine, this is only my theory. There's one got 3 leaves. If I can get a joint with 3 leaves, that's where I like to take my cuttings off of. They kind of say, these experts say they are better, they branch out better.
Do you
That's
find
what
that?
Well, I got some good plants here. I always try to get the 3 like that. you
Yes,
see.
yeah.
And then perhaps in a little 3-4 inch pot, half pot, I may put half a dozen cuttings in. And when they root, pot them on in a little 3-inch pot. And then when it comes next spring, I bung them in a bloody great pot as soon as I start. And that's my theory, that you get more plants and more flowers be putting them in a big pot, and you've got to put all this time in making root and growing, not thinking about flowering, because a plant does not flower until the pot is full of roots.
Quite the opposite to the book.
In the book, mine, I'm not a very good bloke to take a lot of notice. If I may say a little yarn, I was always told it was a bloody fool that wrote the book and the bigger idiot that reads it. But then again, that's I always put them in a big pot.
When would you have to start doing this business of pinching it back?
Personally myself, I always pinch mine as soon as they're rooted and growing a little bit. I pinch the tops out and, well, let it grow on when it's young to get its size, and then just keep pinching it to get a reasonably shaped plant.
How long will this go on actually at full pelt?
Well, quite a time, providing you pick off you don't let no seed heads go. You see, if you keep picking the seed heads, this one will probably flower quite reasonable, what shall I say, 6 to 8 weeks. He'll go on right up, well, I expect, around your 3rd week in September. By the amount of buds that's on him now, as you can see, he will...
It's a very neat plant, isn't it? Small leaf, small flower. It's sort of very compact,
I think
tidy.
it's a very good variety. I don't go a lot on doubles, because the trouble is you've got to put the plants so high up to see it, because, as you know, they pull these down. These flowers are held up above the foliage almost, and you can see them.
Yes.
And it makes a good show.
So is this the fuchsia that's going off to the Melflash show?
Well, I hope it is. It's the only one I've got left. That's very good now, if everything goes all right, you see.
Unless the curse of the red spider strikes
Well,
again.
then, if that happens, I probably have to try to find another one, which is not quite so good. So I'll
that would
just
be
cover
very
this
sad.
one up for the sun again.
Powis Castle, the National Trust's garden near Welshpool in mid-Wales, looks grand, intimidating even. But if you want ideas for your own garden, particularly on ways to put plants together in pots, you can learn more from Powis than anywhere else in the country. Head gardener Jimmy Hancock specialises in exotic mixtures for the big terracotta pots that stand along the terraces.
Well, they enable us to garden in areas which would be difficult to use any other alternative, to get a really good effect plant-wise, both from colour and form. And of course these Italianate gardens were worked round pots.
It gives a very
so
theatrical air to a garden, doesn't it? You know, you suddenly have these marvellous things happening on corners, and here it's almost like a stage set with these, well, all these pots sort of laid out in this facade. It's terrific.
Yes.
But it's quite a difficult sort of niche for you to be able to get the plants into. It's very shallow, isn't
Well,
it?
that's right. These were obviously meant for statues, so we've had to do a certain amount of adapting. We've made the pots tall and narrow to our own specification, and though it has some disadvantages, it's the sort of thing you can work around.
How do you choose which plants to put together in the pots?
Well, we look at the situation, and obviously we used to look at the brickwork and everything that surrounds. The container has to fit in, so obviously the colours and the textures associated with the particular area itself have to be taken into consideration. They have to look attractive for a long time. The foliage has to remain fresh. They need to provide colour over quite a long period, and therefore tender perennials usually fill the bill.
When did you start using that yellow daisy?
Bidens, it came to my notice about 2 or 3 years ago. It's like many plants, it has its periods when it comes in, and it's quite an old plant. But we've been experimenting for the last 2 or 3 years, and it's certainly where you want size and continuity of bloom. It certainly is excellent for that.
Yes, and that'll take you on through, right through till September, October, will you?
Yes, no problems at all.
It's a wonderfully lush and tropical looking fuchsia you've got there.
Gartenmaster Bonstead. Very, very useful. It's elegant, it's got super foliage which it keeps for the whole of the season, and it's capable of flowering for the whole of the season. Takes any amount of sunshine, which of course very few of the other types of fuchsias do.
Yes, it's one of those rather tender sort of fuchsia fulgens, is it?
That's right, and therefore we treat more like a geranium than a fuchsia. Bred at the end of the last century and has periods when it comes into fashion, but it's my favourite.
It's a very formal facade, this, isn't it? With the 3 matched fuchsia pots and the 2 geraniums in between.
That's right, but they need to complement each other, and we felt we didn't want to put the same arrangements in all of them, so we were working on the geranium and the fuchsia as the main emphasis in each case.
It's a very rangy grower, this geranium, the ball, isn't it?
Yes, it spreads a very nice light elegance over the whole arrangement. The whole formation of the head itself is nice and light and open. It's an old variety, and it's just got the right sort of combinations to make it a very good container plant, where size is important, because I think a lot of containers fail by being too compact, by not having plants which really have this ability to spread.
There's something there that's trying to poke its way through.
Yes,
but not
there's rather, yes, it doesn't look as though it's coming out, but it's a very lovely little salvia with very unusual combination. The calyx, lovely green calyx, and a dark, very dark flower. That's salvia discolor.
Very generously proportioned, isn't it, that one? Lovely shape.
Yes, these were made in Edwardian times, and they were extensively used on the terraces at Powis.
What geranium have you got in it here?
Yes, this is called Mrs. Kingsley. It's a very nice shape of plant, and therefore is a good plant to use singly. There's 6 plants in this container, which means that you can make a container of this size up, planting it in
Using nothing
April.
else. Yes, that's very good. It's also got that very thick textured leaf that you'd expect to be scented. It is
Yes,
too. It's
and they
very
are
nice.
hardier. They will stand 5 or 6 degrees of frost, so you're going to get flower from mid-May till November
Yes,
time.
it's a vigorous grower and quite a compact one too.
Yes, and flowering over the whole range of the plant.
What's interesting here is that it doesn't obviously get very much sun, does it?
Certainly not as much as you'd think. You've got a tree to the south of it and the castle on the west side, so 2 or 3 hours a day, and it's certainly not even minding that fact. These oak leaf varieties are both hardier and more tolerant in that particular way, so it does make them useful. It's the sort of geranium which people could easily have a go with with confidence that it's going to make a very useful container. I haven't found any problem whatsoever with these type of containers.
Some people say they find the metal heats up too much in the sun and the plants start to flag.
Well, if that was so, it would certainly do it so in this position, but perhaps the size of the container helps it.
Yes.
But certainly haven't had any problems at all, however hot the
No
years
sign
have
of
been.
flag at all here. You're using this same wonderful lush fuchsia, this Gartenmeister Bonsai.
That's right, a marvellous plant for this particular type of work, particularly with big containers.
Yes, because it gives you a lot of leaf, doesn't it?
That's
It's
right.
Much better
Yes,
leaf than the ordinary fuchsia.
That's right.
I've never seen that great plant going up at the back there, though.
Yes, Cestrum violacea. It's relatively new again, to me anyway, 2 or 3 years, and therefore we're still using it in a trial sense.
Yes, but you're finding that it's coming on quite well for this sort of
Yes, we
container
we haven't sorted the exact period of best flowering and conditions because it does seem to vary quite a lot.
At Powis, you'll always see something you've never seen before, like that cestrum in the lead container. Few gardeners have got such an eye for plants, says Jimmy Hancock.
Well, yes, there's so many shapes and sizes, really. There's pendulous, very upright ones.
Like many professional gardeners, he does things perhaps the rest of us wouldn't do. He mixes his own compost for a start. He also uses slow-release fertilisers to save having to feed through the year, and absorbent polymer granules, which sop up water faster than sponges. Peggy Cole's brother Ronnie wouldn't approve, but mixed in the compost, these cut down considerably the chore of summer watering. Jimmy plants up his pots under cover from mid-April onwards and brings them out on show at the end of May. Many of the best plants for containers, like the fuchsias and geraniums, Felicia, helichrysum and diassia, are not tough enough to survive cold and frost. You have to take cuttings and mollycoddle them through the winter, but they're well worth the effort. Is this the only place that you use diassia?
Yes, it's a rather overpowering plant and you have to be very careful what you mix with it.
It's slightly overtaking the fuchsia here, isn't it?
That's right, it really needs a more vigorous fuchsia and perhaps a bit more contrasty fuchsia.
Do you find it difficult putting plants together that are evenly matched, as it were, in terms of their strength?
Yes, if you've always got to look at the most vigorous plant and you've got to work ways of coping with that.
Which diassia are you using here?
This is Regescens. It's the most vigorous of the diassias. Of course, they've all become very popular these days, but it was originally introduced in the 1770s.
That early, that's extraordinary.
Almost found again or introduced again as late as the 1970s. It is a perennial, but it's got such a long flowering season. It can be used in temporary systems, good ground cover, and of course good for containers.
It's a very good alternative to a geranium, though, isn't it? It gives you that amount of colour sort of throughout the pot.
Yes, and it does look good for a very long time, so it is a good plant for container.
It'll need the same sort of management as the geranium, though, won't it? In that, it's not winter hardy.
That's right.
There's a bit of heliotrope peeping through there, but you'd scarcely know it.
That's a loser,
sat on,
unfortunately. Yes, it just doesn't have the capacity to make the sort of growth to keep with the rest of this arrangement.
You've also got another thing there that's in danger of being swamped.
Yes, that's an Ehrenbergia, and I think that has a potential. You see, when we get it as small as that, what we would say to ourselves next year is the plant needs to be put in bigger. The diassia can be put in smaller, and it's balancing the thing up, so we already think of ways of balancing the containers up.
Meanwhile, in Dorset, more disaster for George Payne. His second best fuchsia, the lilac and white Dr. Roberts, also fell prey to red spider. This one's unlikely to win him any prizes at the Melplash show. Next year, he says, he'll stick to onions.
All manner of exotic plants are on show in the next Flowering Passions on Friday night at 9:30, repeated next Monday afternoon at the earlier time of 2 o'clock. Anna Pavord has written a booklet to help you buy and care for your plants. For a copy, send a cheque or postal order for £3, payable to Channel 4 to Flowering Passions, P.O. Box 4000, London W3 6XJ. And for more information about Channel 4's Gardening Club, please ring 0222 578 666 during office hours Monday to Friday, or send a large stamped addressed envelope to Gardening Club, P.O. Box 4000, Cardiff, CF5 2XT.